Good morning, students. The last class for this chapter number 8, we shall see the difference between the cash book, that is bank column of the cash book, and passbook, that is cash book and passbook or bank statement. And what are the differences between this is prepared by the business, then this is prepared by the banker. And the second point, deposits, debit, preparation. Deposits, here it is debit. Deposits, debit. Here credit. For withdrawal, it is credit and debit. Then checks are debited on the day of deposit. Check deposits. Regarding the check deposits, this is on the day check deposits are debited, and the same check deposits are credited. Then checks issued, credited, and it is debited. Then collection and payments, as the standing instruction of the business, are entered only after checking with the bank statement. Collections and payments. Here on the day then the last one, balance at the end, and this is after each transaction. So to explain these points of differences, I should remind you the 3-column cash book. In the 3-column cash book, there are 3 columns. One for discount, other one for cash, the third one for bank. Here on the credit side, discount, cash and bank. This is debit side and this is credit side for 3-column cash flow. Right. With this I try to explain the differences between the cash book and passbook. So we shall see who prepares the cash book, that is 3-column cash book. It is maintained by the business. Only the business people will maintain the 3-column cash flow. That is, what all the cash receipts they will write, then what all the amount coming here inside the bank account here, what all the cash paid this credit side, what all the payment made through check or other modes of bank this side. This is 3-column cash flow. And the passbook is different from the cash book. What is the format of the passbook? I shall show you that also here. Passbook. In it, there is a date, particulars, debit, credit, total. This is the date, particulars, debit, credit, that is debit in the sense here, withdrawal, credit in the sense here, deposit. Then the last column is total. With this format I shall try to explain the differences. This cash book is prepared, cash book bank column of the cash book is prepared by the business people. Whereas the bank column, this passbook is prepared by the banker itself, bank concern itself. This is prepared by the business and the passbook is prepared by the bank, the respective bank. When you deposit some money, what happens from the cash deposit? When you deposit some money in the bank, what will happen? It will come into the bank column. It will come into the bank column. You should listen. When you deposit money, the amount will come into the bank column. That is why this is whenever the cash is deposited, it is debited in the cash book. And what happens when you make deposit? This is credited. So deposits on the debit side in the cash book, the same deposit is entered in the credit in passbook. Then the opposite, withdrawal. Whenever the money is withdrawn from the bank, it goes out. From the bank it goes out. Therefore, whenever there is withdrawal in the cash book, this goes out. Therefore, credited. And what about here for withdrawal? This is in the passbook debited. That's what I have written. Then regarding the check deposit I told you what type of checks are deposited. We have seen already in different problems. Whenever the check is received from the customers, the same check amount with the particulars is entered in the cash book. Whenever a check is received, it is treated as if it is cash and entered in the debit. That is why check deposit on the debit. and the same check is when it is presented, then it will be credited into our account. When it is deposited and collected, it will be in the credit of the passbook. It will be in the credit of the passbook. If even when we go to the bank, sir, ஒரு செக் போட்டோம் அந்த அமௌண்ட் கலெக்ஷன் ஆயிட்டா சார், கிரெடிட் ஆயிடுச்சா சார் அப்படின்னு கேட்போம். The meaning is this, the same thing. When the check is deposited into the bank, what the business will do, it will pass entries in the cash book, 3-column cash book, then it will send the bank, checks to the bank. What happens in the bank? Once it is collected, then it will be credited. That is why cash book debit and in passbook credited. The same thing, check issued. When you issue a check, what happens? When you issue a check, what happens in the cash book? You will show it here. Or this column. When a check is issued from the bank, it goes out. That is why check issue credited in the 3-column cash book. But what happens when it is presented for payment in the bank? They will minus the amount. Therefore, it is debited. It is debited. Then the next point, collections and payments. You may give some directions to the bank. You may request the bank to collect the money on your behalf. You may request the bank to pay on your behalf. ஓ சார்பா பணம் கலெக்ட் பண்ணவும் சொல்லலாம், பே பண்ணவும் சொல்லலாம். அப்படி சொன்னீங்கன்னா what happens when the collection is made after checking, after having a check in the bank statement, they will pass entries. When payment is made, whether the payment is made by the bank after having a check, it will be entered here. So, whether the amount is collected on our behalf by the bank, after checking only we will make the entries in the cash book. If the payment is made by the bank after having a check only, the payment will be made in the cash book. But what happens in the passbook? Whenever the collection is made on our behalf, it will be credited on the same day after the collection. Collection என்னைக்காச்சோ அன்னைக்கு தான் entry வரும். The same thing, whenever some payment is made on our behalf, என்னைக்கு அந்த பேமெண்ட்டை பண்ணினாங்களோ அன்னைக்கு தான் இந்த டெபிட்ல வரும். So this is on the same day it is done. Here the entries are made after checking the bank statement. After receiving the information from the bank, it will be made here. The last one, when it is balanced. When the cash book is balanced, you know, we have prepared single column cash book, double column cash book, triple column cash book. We have prepared all those, but in that case, what we did, they are all prepared. At the end of the month, at the end of the period, at the end of the month only, the balance is done. That is, balance carried down. Then the opposite side balance brought down. When it is done at the end of the period, that is at the end of the month. But in passbook, after making each and every transaction, if it is debited, if it is amount is withdrawn, minus the amount is minus and the total is shown here. If any amount is credited, that is deposited, the amount is added and the total is shown here. Then and there, whenever the transaction is made, immediately the total will be shown in the passbook. Whereas in the cash book, only the balance is made at the end of the year or at the end of the month. Usually at the end of the month. Okay. Thank you. We shall continue the problems now. Problem number 11 in the exercise. As usual, particulars, amount rupees 5, then amount rupees 5. This is bank reconciliation statement of, if name is given, we can write the name. In this problem number 11, there is no name given, therefore dash. As on the date 31st December 2017. This is particulars amount rupees, okay. Here credit balance as per bank statement, balance as per bank statement, that is as per passbook. Then with this, some amount should be added and some items to be subtracted, and we should add some items. Out of this 6, 1 out of 8, there are 7, 5 items to be added, and some more items will be minus, that is less. Then we will go to close. This is passbook, therefore balance as per cash book. Balance as per cash book. And in this problem number 11, what are the items to be added? We shall see that. Number 1, bank charges. We shall explain it clearly once again. Bank charges not entered in CB. Not entered in cash book. The amount is 16. Then check deposited, not yet credited. Check deposited but not yet credited. Checks deposited but not yet credited 1000. The credited. Dishonored check. A dishonored check. Dishonored check. Not entered in CB. Not entered in CB. Dishonored check not entered in CB. Then interest on loan debited by bank. Loan debited by bank. Interest on loan debited by bank 1200. Subscription paid by the banker's order. Subscription paid by bank but not entered in CB. Not entered in CB. The amount is 500. The items to be minused. Check issued but not presented. But not presented. Check issued but not presented. 700. Dividend collected by bank. Dividend collected by bank but not entered in C. The amount is 400. Now we should close the statement. What is the total of all odd items? Odd items is 60. $3,360. If you find the total, 10,860. Then the total of all less 1,100. If you minus it, 9,760. $5,860. 2 plus 3, 5 only. 5,860. Therefore, 5 minus 1, 4,760. Okay, it is correct now. I said already, even in differences also I told you, balance in cash book and the passbook, how we treat the balances. This is, what about this debit balance? Debit balance, credit balance. In cash book, debit balance is the ordinary balance, that is favorable. Whereas the same credit balance is overdraft. In passbook, debit balance is overdraft as per passbook, whereas the credit balance is ordinary balance, that is favorable balance. This is. In the problem it is given, the first point, credit balance as per bank statement, therefore it is an ordinary balance as per bank statement. Since this amount, this total is coming 5,816, less amount 1,100, from this we are minusing this, therefore passbook to cash book. Passbook ordinary balance to cash book ordinary balance, that is favorable balance. I told you very many times in other problems also, what it is, if it is minus from this one, from this one, then it is overdraft. இதிலிருந்து இதை மைனஸ் பண்ணும்பொழுதும் ஆர்டினரி பேலன்ஸ்லேருந்து ஆர்டினரி பேலன்ஸ் போகும். Suppose in some problems if this total is greater, இதிலிருந்து இதை மைனஸ் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா this ordinary balance becomes a overdraft balance in the cash book. You should remember this is the first point. Then we shall go to the problem, actual problem. What is it? Cash book, passbook. The balance is 2,500. Here also 2,500 in both equal. Bank charges. Bank charges is taken by the bank itself for it has done some agency function on our behalf. நம்ம சார்பா ஒரு வேலையை செஞ்சதுக்காக பேங்க் அமௌண்ட்டை எடுத்துக்கும், அதுக்கு பேர் வந்து பேங்க் சார்ஜஸ், that is 60 rupees. The bank will take this. So what happens? The balance here will be reduced to 2,440, but in the cash book it is 2,500. We start from the passbook, that is bank statement. Suppose the bank statement, the passbook, what we must do? To equalize the total, this should be increased. இது அதிகமாகணும். அப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும்? Add பண்ணணும். That's what I always ask you. The next one is checks deposited but not yet credited. This why it is appearing here. Check deposited. What kind of check is deposited? The checks collected from the third parties or the checks given by the third parties are entered in the cash book, then it is sent to the bank. So check collected is 1,000 rupees and this is entered in the cash book and this becomes 3,500. But what happens here? No such entry. இங்க அதிகமாயிடும். இங்க no entry because those checks will be sent to the bank concerned. எந்த பேங்க் செக்கோ அவங்கள்ட்ட கேட்டு தான் என்ட்ரி போட முடியும். But this is not credited. Not the response was not given, not yet given by the bank. Therefore, the balance will remain the same. அப்படியே தான் இருக்கும். So 2,500. அப்போ இந்த ரெண்டு டோட்டலையும் ஈக்குவல் பண்றதுக்கு this should be increased. Therefore, it is added. Then dishonored check not entered in cash book. ஒரு செக்கை வந்து என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க, அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கிறாங்க. For what amount? 600, 2,500. ஒரு செக்கை வந்து once it is sent to bank, this will be added. அப்போ 3,100 ஆயிடும் in cash book. But what about the passbook? It is dishonored. When it reaches the bank, it is verified and found no funds is available or because of some other reason the amount is not entered here, the amount is not collected. Therefore, this is 2,500 only. Therefore, in the passbook, the balance is lesser. Balance கம்மியா இருக்கு. Therefore, it should be increased. Therefore, it is added. Then, interest on loan debited by bank, the same thing. When the balance is 2,500 in both the books. When the balance is 500, 2,500 in both the books, what happens? This Interest on loan debited by bank. How much? 1200. The bank will take 1200 from the account. Loan வாங்கியிருக்கிற அந்த லோனுக்கு நீ இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் பே பண்ணணும். The bank will not ask you from your account, the amount will be debited by the bank. Bank தானா எடுத்துக்கும், உனக்கு கேட்காது. So what happens here? This balance 2500 will be reduced to 1300 because 1200 has been debited by the bank, that is has been taken by the bank. But what about in the cash book? It remains 2500 as it is because the cash book or the business does not know the amount is debited from the account. Account இருந்து இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்டுக்கு பணத்தை எடுத்துட்டாங்கிறது பிஸ்னஸுக்கு தெரியாது. So in that case the balance will remain the same. So to equalize these two, what should be done in the passbook? It should be increased. Therefore for the increase, what we should do? We should add. Then subscription paid by bank not entered in the cash book. The same thing for some society or for the purchase of newspaper or magazine, the amount is paid by the bank on our behalf. What it is? Suppose 2500, this is also 2500. The subscription 500 is paid by the bank. Bank pay பண்ணுது. அப்போ bankல balance என்ன ஆகும்? It will be reduced. 2500 becomes 2000 because 500 has been paid as a subscription. Subscription வந்து 500 என்ன பண்ணியாச்சு? Pay பண்ணியாச்சு. So in that case, the balance will be reduced in this passbook, whereas in the cash book, the 2500 will remain the same. So to equalize these two balances, this balance should be increased, therefore it is added. Then, what about these things? These two. Cash book, passbook. 2500 balance, equal balance 2500. Check issued but not presented. Check issue பண்ணனாலே what the business will do? It will show the amount as a minus. In the cash book, it will become 1800. Check issue பண்ண உடனே என்ன செய்வாங்க? பிசினஸ்ல கேஷ் புக்ல என்ட்ரி போட்டு காமிச்சுவாங்க. அப்ப the balance will be automatically reduced. So the balance in the cash book will be 1800, but it is not presented. You know, in the past the check is valid for 6 months. Nowadays the check is valid for 3 months. 3 மாசம் வரைக்கும் அந்த செக்கை நம்ம கையிலே வச்சிருந்து எப்போ வேணாலும் போடுவோம். அப்போ once the check is issued, the cash book the entry is made. Cash bookல entry போட்டுறாங்க. passbookல எப்போ entry ஆகும்? Only the person who received the check should present it in the bank. பேங்க்ல போய் அவன் போட்டு அவன் பணத்தை வாங்கினாதான் in the passbook the entry will be made, but it is not presented. Therefore the balance 2500 will remain the same in the passbook. So to equalize these two balances, what should be done in the passbook? It should be reduced, therefore it is minus. Then the next one, balance in passbook and the cash book. 2500. Dividend collected by the bank. I told you, dividend. What do you mean by dividend? If we purchase some kind of shares from different business or from different companies, the company will do in turn what as a benefit from the profit earned by the company. Some amount will be taken, a portion of the profit will be taken and divided among the shareholders. That is called dividend. எந்த கம்பெனிலையாவது ஷேர் வாங்கணும்னா அந்த வாங்கின கம்பெனி என்ன செய்யும்? அந்த லாபத்திலேருந்து ஒரு பகுதியை எடுத்து பிரித்து யாரெல்லாம் ஷேர் வச்சிருக்காங்களோ அவங்களுக்குலாம் கொடுத்துருவாங்க. That is called dividend. Then the portion of the profit given to the shareholders is called dividend. So how much is collected as a dividend by the bank? 400 rupees. But it is not entered in the cash book. See? And therefore in the passbook only the balance will increase as 2900. In the cash book it will be 2500. Since we started from the passbook, what happens, what effect it has actually in passbook we should see. It is more, the total is greater, so to reduce it, minus the amount 400, that is minus 400, rather it is less 400, it is given 1100. So as I said, the total of all add items is here, total of all less item is here. You find the total of these two, write it. From this you minus this amount, you will get this. Since you are minusing from this one, it is ordinary balance to ordinary balance. In case if this total is greater, this minus this ordinary balance becomes the overdraft balance. Problem number 12 now. Bank reconciliation statement of Raja Traders. Name is given, so you write the name, Raja Traders, and the date is as on 31st March 2018, 31st January 2018. 2018. Now, we can do the problem, and before doing the problem, we should go through one and select what are the items to be under add and what are the items to be under less. And then balance as per bank statement. This is ordinary balance. Balance as per bank statement. Balance as per bank statement. 5,000. Bank statements. The first items to be added, and there are 1, 2, 3 items and less 3 items. Then less. We shall see at the end what happens. And the item number B, checks amounting to 800 had been recorded in the cash book as having been deposited, but were entered in the bank statement on 2nd February. So, checks deposited in the bank, checks recorded in the cash book, checks recorded in CD but not deposited. Not deposited in bank. The amount is 800. Then insurance premium paid by bank. Premium paid by bank. Paid by bank. The amount is 2,000. Then the third one, undercast in undercast in credit side of CB, cash flow 700. Right. Then the less items are amount received through net batch omitted in CB. Then this is amount 3000. The next item check issued but not presented for payment. First check presented, second check not presented. 2000. And then subsidy received by the bank not entered in C. Subsidy received by bank not entered in C. C. The amount is 10,000. So you find the total of these three, 2,500. The total will be 7,500. Here this is 15,000 total. From this you should minus this, so 7,500. Therefore, it is overdraft as per cash flow. As per cash flow. Overdraft as per cash flow. We should listen to it now. How these items are coming under add and how this is coming under less. I shall explain shortly, and as usual cash book, passbook, and 5,000 it is in the cash book. In both the same balance, ஒரே balance தான் இருக்கு. Checks recorded in CB but not deposited. Check 800 rupees என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்க, இங்க ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. So the cash book balance will be greater. It is not deposited in the bank. Bank போகவே இல்லை. So the 5,000 will remain the same. அப்படியே இருக்கும். அப்போ we are starting from passbook. So this is lesser. To equalize these two, it should be increased. Therefore, add. Then insurance premium paid by bank. Equal balance in both our insurance premium is paid by bank. நம்ம சார்பா நம்ம insurance premium the bank கட்டுது 1000 rupees. Therefore the balance will be reduced in the bank. Bank நம்ம சார்பா நம்ம amount குறையும். So this becomes 4000. In the cash book it is 5000. Because what happens, what we must do here to equalize these two balances, what must be done in the passbook? It should be increased, therefore, and then under cash in credit side of cash book. Cash bookல under cash பண்ணிருக்காங்க. அப்படின்னா பாஸ்புக்ல என்ன பண்ணிருப்பாங்க? கிரெடிட் சைடுல credit side of the cash book அப்படின்னு சொன்னா it is payment. அப்போ அது debit side of the passbook. Debit side of the passbook அப்படின்னா it should be increased. அதிகமா இருக்கும் இல்லையா? அப்ப அதிகமா இருக்கிறதுக்கு என்ன செய்யணும்? We should add. That is why here 700 is added. These three items are add items. Then come to this point. Amount received through NEFT but omitted in CD. Amount received through NEFT, that is through bank mode. NEFT is a method of transferring fund from one account to other account. ஒரு அக்கௌண்ட்ல இருந்து இன்னொரு அக்கௌண்ட்டுக்கு ஆன்லைன் மூலமா ஃபண்டை ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணலாம். அதுல ஒன் ஆஃப் த மெத்தட்ஸ் வந்து NEFT. அப்போ அந்த 3000 rupees என்ன ஆகும்? The actual balance 5000. The 3000 is transferred to our account. Therefore, it will increase the balance in our account. நம்ம அக்கௌண்ட்ல balance increase ஆயிடும் 8000 ஆயிடும். But cash bookல what happens? It is lesser. To equalize these two balances, what must be done in the passbook? ஏன்னா passbookல இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருக்கோம். அப்போ it should be minus. That is why this 3000 is less. Check issued but not presented. Balance 5000 தான் இருக்கு in both the books. But what happens, ஒரு 2000 rupees இது ரெண்டு செக் இஷ்யூ பண்றாங்க. அதுல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செக் வந்து பிரசன்ட் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. We don't bother about the check which is presented. We bother about only the check not presented. Present ஆகி காசு வாங்கிட்டாங்கன்னா இங்கேயும் மைனஸ் பண்ணிருப்பான் இங்கேயும் மைனஸ் பண்ணிருப்பான். there will be no difference. But செக் இஷ்யூ பண்ணனா cash bookல the amount will be minus. பட் அதை கொண்டு போய் ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணாதான் இங்கே என்ன ஆகும்? பாஸ்புக்கில் அமௌண்ட் குறையும். பட் இட் இஸ் நாட் ப்ரெசென்டட். அப்போ பாஸ்புக்கில் இட் பிகம்ஸ் 5000, கேஷ் புக்கில் 3000. ரைட்டா? அப்போ வாட் ஷுட் பி டன் இன் த பாஸ்புக்? பாஸ்புக்கில் அமௌண்ட்டை ரெடியூஸ் பண்ணணும். therefore it is minus. Then subsidy received by the bank. நேரடியாக பேங்க் நேராக சப்சிடியை வாங்கி கொடுக்குது அக்கௌண்ட்ல. ஸோ வாட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ்? இந்த பாஸ்புக் இட் இஸ் 15000. கேஷ் புக்கில் என்ன ஆகும்? அந்த 5000 அப்படியே தான் இருக்கும். பிகாஸ் இட் டஸ் நாட் நோ த சப்சிடி இஸ் ரிசீவ்ட் பை த பேங்க் ஆர் நாட். அதனால கேஷ் புக்கில் என்ட்ரியே போடலன்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. நாட் என்ட்ரி, நீங்கள் தான் என்ட்ரி ஆகிருக்கு. அப்போ இந்த பாஸ்புக் த பேலன்ஸ் வில் பி ஹையர். In the cash book it will be smaller. We should consider the passbook only because we start from the passbook. Therefore, here it is greater. To equalize, we should reduce the balance. Therefore, it is minus. Okay. Now we come to the last point. When we start from ordinary balance in the bank statement, we will come to the ordinary balance in the cash book. When it is possible, interest total in the total minus பண்ணனா இந்த ordinary balance becomes ordinary balance. But in the problem what happens? இதுல இந்த minus பண்ணல. From this is minus. Therefore, this ordinary balance becomes overdraft balance. That is why in this problem it is written as overdraft as per cash flow. Thank you.